Hey you guys. So, as promised, I am coming up with this video on stalking to follow the video on possessiveness. Um, Previously in the last video, I explained what possessiveness is and how, we as people can be possessions to other people because, possessions are essentially any kind of noun. We are things, so we can be possessions. And that can lead to the idea of possessions is 9/10 of the law. And that as long as somebody believes that, they can just hold on to that one part of you, that you're theirs, you are their possession. And I feel like this is one of the reasons why, stalking is out there and it's so important. The first point I want to make is, what? Like, do people really not understand that they can be stalked, that it does happen, it is possible? It happens so much, and you cannot ignore the red flags. Unfortunately, I've been stalked more than 5 times. And I said that before, but when I started thinking about it, it was more than 5 times like 10 years ago before I had even gotten married previously. It was like me being stalked all the time. And that was mainly because I would cut off relationships. I do not stick around. I'm done. You messed up. You left. I'm done. We're done. Bye. So I created that. Since I've been here, I've been stalked. I've been followed. People have shown up and just hung around the parks where I go walking. I've had, guys text me or call my phone with different phone numbers and stuff like that. So it's kind of like I'm now taking control of my situation, and I'm not putting myself in that situation again. I'm doing things that I'm not putting on this video because they might be watching this video. Who knows? People are weird. So let me give you some information, and hopefully, you would take it and think about some of the things that, might lead to stalking, or the red flags that you might see with stalking. I want you to think of things in a timeline. If you see the red flags now and you take steps now, you can potentially save yourself time, money, anguish. So many things can be prevented. You might even save your life, because some stalking incidents become very violent. It might be a crime of passion. You just never know how it might turn out, and you really should take things seriously and pay attention to the red flags. So I want you to think about all the things that has been done that you might have thought about, and write them down. Take a notebook, dry erase board, whatever you need, a sheet of paper, a back of a book, something, and write down the things that you have seen. Put the person's name if you want, or initials. Date this, and have it for your records, because if something happens to you, there should be a record somewhere for somebody to find and be like, oh, like she said that this stuff was happening, before, and nobody knew about it. This might help a court case later, just in case, well, on this date, at this time, in this place, this happened. And there's a timeline, and maybe your lawyer or family member or somebody can actually get witnesses from that timeline that would help your court case, or put them in jail, or find them, to know their habits along with your habits and the things that were happening. Unfortunately, I did not do that for myself, but I have told people some of the things that have happened. Like, I was actually on the phone on Bluetooth, and the guy didn't know that I was on Bluetooth. So when he approached me when I was sitting on a bench at a park just on the phone, I said, oh my God, the guy is like coming my way. And when I turned around and he saw that I was on the phone, the guy like went a whole different direction. And I think that really saved me, because if he would have thought that I was by myself or that I wasn't paying attention, who knows? He was coming from behind me, and something told me to turn around and look. And when I turned around and look and I started talking, he took off and went a different direction. I got up and I got out of there. Um, Sometimes it's not good to have habits or to tell people that you don't trust where you're going to be, what you like to do. I did not tell him, I don't think, the exact place that I was going to be, but I think that he knew what area I lived in, and might have taken him. It took a couple days after I cut him off before he came around and was at that park. He knew my car, so he could have like, oh, well, she's here. Um, I was at that park. I saw him about 3 times while I was doing my loop, and I was like, that guy is like funny looking. But I kept my eye on him, and then I realized it was him. So that's why I went off and I went to go sit down and talk to somebody. But I didn't know that he would approach me before I had a chance to leave. So my thing was, I got out of there. I told people what was happening. I told the guy that I was on the phone with, what was happening. I told my family about the incident. So hopefully there's some record. And now I'm putting it on here. So there's record that some things are not right. You need to do that. And so make sure that you don't do this alone, and that you speak up, tell people what's happening in your life, because they might need to identify them to the police. They could go into your social media. If you met them online dating or something, they can go on your phone or your computer and locate this person. So it's good to write it down and to tell people. And if it's a boyfriend or something, is there anybody who's met them before and can identify them to the police if needed? And one of the most important things after saying all that is, please stay safe. Like, safety is very key. A lot of people take things for granted, and they, hop about and doing the routines every day. But do you drive the same way to and from work? Do you go to school the same way? Do you go to the same grocery store all the time? I like to go to the same grocery store, or, in my little circle. Everything is in my little circle. But I go to other places, Maybe I'll go to the grocery store closest to my job one day, or switch it up, because it's very dangerous if people get your routines. I've met people in the grocery store like, oh my gosh, like, you go to this grocery store, well, I'm never going here again. I'm going to go to another grocery store. So you have to like pay attention. So I wrote down a lot of the common ways. Unfortunately, a lot of these things have happened to me. These are the common ways that you can be stalked or watched. And I want you to just listen up to see if any of these sound familiar. Riding by and through your neighborhood. Are they driving through? Are they riding a bike like mine did? He just came through. Are they taking walks through your neighborhood? They don't live anywhere near you, but they're coming through your neighborhood. I find that very funny. Knowing where you live and you didn't even tell them. They're at your house or an apartment unannounced. Hiding in your bushes. I'm going to leave that right there. But let's just say that somebody was in my bushes outside my bathroom. Yeah. Knowing people in your life that you didn't introduce them to. Do they know your cousin and you never introduced them to your cousin? How does your cousin know who Brian is if you never introduce him? When did Tony come around? Like, How do my coworkers know who my boyfriend is if I've kept my mouth shut and they don't even know? So keep an eye on that. Leaving you gifts after the breakup. Are they mailing you things? Are they leaving things on your porch? Calling your family like you're still together. Calling mom to check on her when it's a wrap and he shouldn't even be having contact with her. Moving into your apartment complex. Sitting on your roof. Previous video explained I had a roof sitter. Somebody who got on the trash can and literally would be on my roof several times. Showing up where you are, putting trackers on your car. They put them on underneath of your car. Cyber stalking, glitches and viruses. That's happened. Showing up on your job. Also applying to work with you. This is a little bit more creepy. They actually apply for the same building or job that you have so they can work with you even though it's over. Violating police orders, illegal. Yeah. The phone calls and texts nonstop, which is very common. And writing letters. Some people write letters. They're passionate if they're writing those letters. Their handwriting might even change. It might be something mental going on. If they get to, I feel like if they get to the point of writing letters, that means you are deep in their heart. So, like I said, a lot of these I have been through, and unfortunately, some of them have doubled up under the same person. But I just want you to stay safe and be careful out there. And I hope this video touched you in some kind of way. Please leave a comment, share it if you know somebody who has been stalked, or have been watched, or is in fear for themselves. Please share this video with them. And also, please have the phone number for the police. Not just 911, but the local non-emergency phone numbers. And stay safe. Bye, you guys.